hopefully we'll see this. There we go. We're live now. Okay. I wasn't live. I was not live on that. So hopefully we're back and live. Oh, wait a minute. We are having trouble. Okay. So let me see. I guess I have to g- get rid of Facebook Live. Let's see if I can put another one out here. Let's see if I can go live to there. Okay. We should have a live. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Still some technical issues, but hopefully they'll come through, and we will be getting live feeds to Instagram. Trying to do that, but until then, we're on TikTok. We're on TikTok. We're on um, we're not on Facebook. We're on YouTube, of course, and all of those things. So let's get to the let's get to the meat of the matter. Okay, let's look at space. I did go back into space. I don't know if that was the right idea here, but I'm going to see. Let's see, Virgin Galactic. It seems to be moving very nicely today once again. So I came into space right here at the reversal, um, at the reversal line, and then came up, and it looks like we're up again. So we may be making some money there. It looks like a short squeeze. Absolutely. Here's the thing: you probably want to start pushing your stop loss up. I would recommend probably putting a stop loss right now at about 30. That's where I would. But I think that's a really good point, Samuel. I think we might be in a short squeeze on space, but it's still looking pretty good. So what I would do tonight, definitely set your stop loss up. If you're in this, basically right about here, and that's going to be about the $30 range. It's currently trading at 31.21. We'll see how it trades into earnings, but make sure that this is a market stop loss. A market stop loss on this. That's what you want on this. So very interesting. Thanks, Samuel. Appreciate that. That's a very good point to make. All right, so let's see if we can take some questions from TikTok. Sorry about all this back and forth. What's going on with AMC? Let's take a look at AMC really quickly to see kind of, and there was some indication that it might be in a short squeeze. It's up tremendously today. Let's look at the chart here. Yeah, definitely look at this. It's pulled back a little bit. Here's the thing: if you're in this stock, short squeezes are very, very volatile. What you want to do is you want to immediately go in and put your stop loss in. Right now, I would have my stop loss set right here at 25, and you want a market stop loss on this one, not a trailing stop loss, because the market stop loss, if it pulls below that, it will sell you out at the next highest price. This is the way you're going to capture the money here. What's going to happen is it's going to move up like this, and then it's going to pull back. You want to be sure that you have your stop loss in so you're sold out and you get the maximum profit. But as this thing moves higher, move your stop loss up, and I think it might work out very well for you on that one. All right, let's look at Tesla. Tesla has been reversing. I had a bear spread on it, and I closed that this morning. And the reason I did was because it was showing some signs that it might actually be moving in the right direction. So here's the chart of Tesla, and basically, I believe what's starting to happen now. It's not totally reversed, because that would be on this line here that I'm showing you, but in the short term, it might have had a reverse at the 21-day line. It's very good that it's trading at the 21-day line. Let's look at the 5-minute chart. I don't think it's really actionable until it moves above about 630. That's where I'm looking. I'm basically looking to see it move above the 50-day line. That's this line right here. That's this line right here. So I want to see this move above about this line like the 50-day line, which is basically at about 660. So that's a key level on Tesla that I think you've got to be careful about. So 660 is a key level for Tesla. So I kind of want to just put it out there. TESLA. There we go. That's GSLA. There we go. Okay. So the 660 level is a key level because I do believe that's when we will see the reversal. But right now, Tesla has not reversed. So I think you can't be a buyer right at this point. I think you got to wait until it moves above about 660. And when it does, that's going to be where the potential reversal is going to be at about 660. So right now, best to just kind of stay put and not do anything. Just watch list Tesla right now. I think that's definitely the way to go. ANF. Interesting. ANF. I don't know ANF. Let's look at ANF real quick here. ANF. And all right, let's see if we've got something. Abercrombie and Fitch. Okay, well, it's in the retail sector, and that's been doing good as of late. So let's analyze Abercrombie. Boy, very, very nice move here. Excellent earnings. Look at that, up 120%. This is interesting. Let me see if there's any place to buy this one. I'm looking at it. There is a consolidation, but it's not a true place to buy it. Could you buy it at this level? Tough to buy this one right now because it doesn't really have a pattern to buy on. But let's go to the daily chart, see if there's anything we can see at the daily chart. Let's look at the monthly chart too. Yeah, it's made that nice movement. So really, it's really buyable above 33, and currently it's 43. So wow, it's looking pretty decent. I mean, look at that relative strength line. And this retail apparel area is 10 out of 197. So this is really actionable, I think. Definitely 390, 371 funds in it. It's got 88 checklists. You know what? I think this is actionable. Now, I don't know if I would buy it at this level, but I think you can. I definitely think you can, Matt. This is really, really a good this is a good call. This is a good call. I hadn't been looking at this one myself, but this is a very good call. We have a relative strength line that's moving up. Boy, this is looking very, very nice. Very, very nice. Look at those earnings. They're up very nicely, 120%, quarter over quarter. And oh yeah, I think this is definitely a buy. So this is buyable right now. I have to say, and I'm not in it, but boy, thank you for bringing that to my question, my attention. But ANF is buyable right now. I mean, it absolutely is. That's just that's excellent. So I think you could make. I think there's a lot worse. There's a lot worse out there. I think this is definitely buyable right now. Definitely a great way to go. By the way, if you're looking on TikTok and you want to see these charts that I'm showing, super easy. Just go here to youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor, and that's where I'm simulcasting on. Also, if you want to just jump over to the feed, it's super easy. Just go to my profile, hit the link, and scroll down, and you'll see a live. You'll see the YouTube feed live. So that's a great way to take a look at that. At the feed with all the charts. Let's see if I can. Okay. Share your live video. Okay, Stanley, unfortunately you gotta go to youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor, and that will give you the whole live feed. But that's where I'm broadcasting on YouTube right now. And I'm also broadcasting on TikTok, but fortunately I cannot show you the charts on TikTok. It's just a technical issue. Should I invest in Bitcoin? Nothing huge. I wouldn't right now. I think it's pulling back. It does look like it's made a bounce, but I think with Bitcoin you got to be a little bit more careful than you've been in the past. It's just one of those things. Let's take a look at the GBTC. I want to see how that's doing, because that's sort of, I use that as a proxy for Bitcoin, and it does appear that it is moving up slightly today, but I am still not totally convinced. Now, I did put out a video saying, it's currently trading at about 39,000 per dollar. I do think there was a bounce at 30, but I think you got to be careful on this one. I wouldn't really be jumping in unless right now. I would wait until we confirm that it's going to move out of this trading range. So I think you ought to be careful with Bitcoin right now. Just my personal opinion. I think that it's just not the optimal time at this very moment. All right, let's go to the next one for Jeet. SHYF. Let's look at that. SHYF. Interesting. Manufactures heavy duty bodies for trucks. Interesting. Wow, it's right in the buy zone. That's yeah, this is absolutely viable. It's 85 out of 197, so that's not a bad sector. This is Spartan Motors. Interesting. So 89 relative strength. Look at that. That is fabulous. The checklist is okay. It's 66. Ownership 348. That's looking pretty good. Industry ranks 85. Looking good there. It looks like interesting, crossed above. Okay, we just had an alert. I want to kind of move over to that one really quick, because that's such a good and that's DraftKings, and we've been talking about DraftKings for a while, so let's move over to DraftKings really quick. DKNG. And see, it just crossed above a line. Yeah, it just reversed. Oh, this is interesting. DraftKings has just made a reversal. It's still below the 50-day line, so I think you could watch this one right now. That's what that sign was. But I think you can, I think you can watch this DKNG right now. But wait for, I think we want to see it move above that 50-day line. So I think that we want to move above about 52 for 52. So that's kind of what I'm looking to see right now. So watch this. It looks like DraftKings has made a reversal. I want to see if there's strength on this reversal, because really where I want to buy it, right, where I want to buy DraftKings, is when it makes this move above this 200-day line. Now that 200-day line is at 52. It did just make the reversal off the reversal line, and it looks like it's moving higher. So here's the thing to do with DraftKings if you're interested in this one, and I probably will be doing this one as well, because I think leisure gaming is going to come back very strongly with the reopening economy. So this one might be one put on your list. If it moves above about 52, I think that it probably has confirmed a reversal, and it possibly could move higher. This is potentially a very strong stock. It has been pulling back. I hopefully think that it has confirmed a reversal higher, and it is looking quite good. It's up about 1.37%. So something you might want to put on your list of things to take a look at, because I do think it's starting to pull higher, and we could see a very nice reversal play at about 52. At 52. Great. Okay, Jeet, thank you. This is one that I talked about earlier. This is a spinoff, CARR. And what it is it's Carrier, and Carrier, of course, is the air conditioning company that used to be part of Pratt & Whitney. And for full disclosure, I used to work for Pratt & Whitney. I worked in the Space Propulsion Division in San Jose. It's no longer in existence. It used to be called CSD. But this company is basically the Courier. They basically invented about 20 years ago. They invented air conditioning. It's still a very strong company. Great chart. Let's look at the chart. It's unfortunately it's right above a buy point. And this is kind of it's been consolidating in this buy zone. The buy point 41.94 was the buy point, and then it's moved a little bit above that, but it's looking very good. This is a great company. It's got a great. This is not a high tech company, even though it was part of United Technologies at one point. But it just keeps on. It's just done great. Their earnings are up 37%. You'll notice that the sales are up 21%, but the profits were up 37%. This is a cash flow machine. It's producing about $2.07 of cash flow a year per share, or about a 14% return on equity. And this one's very stable because, air conditioning is here to stay, I think. I was recently in Thailand, and they have a tremendous manufacturing facility over there. They also manufacture, of course, in the United States. I think they still have plants up in Syracuse, New York. Very good company, highly recommended. And it looks as if, and I'm just looking at their earnings, they're starting to make the turn. The turn, of course, is that their earnings per share had been down basically all these other quarters, but now they're starting to make a move up. So very good. I really like that one, Jeet. I really think that is a winner in terms of the in terms of that. So very good choice for a stock. Hopefully I could get back. I was a little freezed out there. All right, let's look at something on TikTok. Bitcoin to 28K or 30 possible. I know we're not in recovery, and yes, I think that's true. I think that's very likely that we're going to see Bitcoin down at 27, and we can see it much lower than that, actually, to be honest with you, just because of the way things are. I'm going to take a look at the GBTC. Again, that's the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. And what that shows us basically is I use this as a proxy for Bitcoin price, because they hold about 4% of the world's Bitcoin. And I like to take a look at this one because this gives me things that I can't get on just a price chart for Bitcoin. So here's the thing: we have declining volume. All right, so that tells us we have the declining volume in the last few days. So that tells us that we're in a tight pattern. So it looks like it's going to make a move. It looks like it's going to make a move out of that consolidation. That's sort of what that tells us. If we have declining volume with up arrows, that means fewer people are selling. So at least in the short term, it looks like it's probably, and I mean the short term, basically in the last 2 or 3 days, in the next 2 or 3 days, it does look like we're in an upward trend on Bitcoin, but I wouldn't be a buyer probably. It just isn't really. It's still fairly weak. It's just trading above the 200-day line. So I don't know if this is the time to enter it. I think it's time to watch list this based on my chart action here. So I definitely think we could easily see $28 Bitcoin. This breakout may fail. This reversal may fail. So I'd be very careful right now moving into Bitcoin. I just would. I think it's not. There we go. Okay. Yep. There I am with my ugly mug there. Okay, so let's go to RVP. This is thanks, Samuel. This is a stock here based in Little Elm, Texas, and it's retractable technology. This was on the I did have this one for a long time on the on basically the stocks below $10 list. This has not been doing very well. It's below $10 once again, $8.82. So you can't really be in this one. Relative strength is low. It's trading below the 200-day line. So I think you just, even though they had just blowout earnings, I think you just got to kind of sell this one. Unfortunately, it just hasn't. It moved all the way up to 21, and then we're down to 8. So I think it's just not. It's not looking as good as it was before. So I think you got to be a seller at this point for this one. I just really do. I really think you have to. All right, let's look at VIAC. VIAC. Let's look here. VIAC. Okay, interesting. Global media company. Don't know this company. Looks fairly okay. It's media diversified. Not my favorite area right now. See if we can get it all the way up here. Just very, very tight action on this. Seems like it's a relatively thin issue. No, it's not. It's not that thin. Boy, looking at this weekly chart, I think you just got to be. Yeah, something really bad happened. There's been a lot of selling. I think you just got to. I think you got to get out of this one. It looks like something happened here. This doesn't look good. This chart. Now, this is why you always want to have that 7% stop loss in there, because of this kind of thing. I've been watching this one, but it looks like about a month ago there was a catastrophic event in this, and it just dived. The cash flow is excellent. I don't know. Okay, unit to acquire Chile Vision from Warner Media. Oh, okay. This is part of the AT&T thing. There's a fair amount of short interest. Boy, I just don't know how to play this one. This looks like the failed some of the failed AT&T stuff. It just hasn't worked out. Just hasn't worked well. Hasn't worked well for AT&T. So I don't know why that one is not working, but it just doesn't seem to be working. So I can't really give you a good one on that. Hey, thanks, Brazil. Wow. Do you think that BTC will go back to 30,000? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it is up today. I mean, it definitely is up today. But I think you have to be careful with BTC right now, because it still hasn't truly reversed. Currently, I'll show you the price here. Currently the price is, let's see, let's share that out. Yeah, I mean, currently the price for Bitcoin is about, is 38. But as you can see, this is the last month. But in the last 5 days, let's stay. There we go. So yeah, I mean, it's moving from from 38 to about 39 in that range. But I think you really have to look at the last month, and the last month's trend, and this is really what you want to look at. The trend, at least for now, has been downward. The trend on Bitcoin has been downward, and so I think you just have to be very, very careful buying Bitcoin right now. I don't think it's in a great place right now to buy. That's just my opinion on it. All right, let's look at AMC. There was a short squeeze. It looks like some people were making some money on this one. I always like to hear that. So let's look at AMC and see if that is indeed as good a deal as we thought it was. All right, so let's go to the screen. And basically, here we go. I mean, wow, it's a little bit off after hours. Here's the thing: if you've been in this one right now, I think what you want to do is you want to immediately go in and set a stop loss for 25. You really want to do that, because I have a feeling this is going to open up lower tomorrow based on this after hours action. It's down 3%, and tomorrow we could see a wicked pullback. So if you can get out now, I think maybe you want to do that. I don't like holding this one overnight, because the action on this could be potentially devastating. Let's go back to the daily chart. The daily chart is looking very, very fine, but right now, 26. I think you want to put your market stop loss, right at about 25, because that's going to be where, if we do have a strong pullback, you're going to be sold out at that price. It does look like it looks like it's it's going to be doing that. So we'd be very, very careful on that. All right, we took a look at Bitcoin. Let's run Roblox. Kate, thank you very much. This is Kate, and thank you for joining. RBLX. Roblox is this one. This is interesting. This is of course a gaming company, and it's just been doing fantastic. And it's up today $7.79. I don't know why it's up so much, but boy, it's looking good. Somebody's coming in there and buying it. Is it buyable right now? Gosh, I wish I'd gotten in at the buy point on this one. The buy point was about 80. It's at 97. Wow, I just kind of missed this. I kind of missed this boat. It's up 18% today. Don't know what the news is on today, but it is looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. The volume is strong. And oh, I see. I understand. I understand. Even a broken watch is right twice a day, and that's me. Up sales are up 140%, and it's just looking. That's the reason why. We just went through earnings. Fantastic. So very interesting. I'm not going to probably buy it just because, I don't like it. I think I've missed the boat on it. And for some reason, my camera is still frozen, so I don't know what's going on there with my camera. Hopefully, I can sort that out later. All right, so let's look at another one. LKCO, and this is Barney. LKCO. I hope you weren't involved with Luck and Coffee last year. That was total fraud. And symbol was LK. It was amazing. So that's always a reason to have a stop loss because you never know what's going to happen. LKCO. Okay, this is a Chinese company. Kind of expected that one with that kind of name. So you want to be careful with these Chinese companies because sometimes they're not what they seem. That's what happened with Luck and Coffee, LK, and it was total fraud. And they were opening stores all over the place. At least they thought they did. And then somebody actually decided, hey, I guess we're going to count up the number of stores that they have. Well, they billed themselves as China's Starbucks, but they didn't turn out to be. So they went completely to zero. So this is Lokeng Technology, Chinese provider of location providing service for mobile. You know what? I'm really not liking this chart. This is a bad chart. Look at this. It's trading at 159. I just think you got to avoid this one. Just too much risk on this one. I just wouldn't be a buyer of Lokeng technology. I wouldn't be a buyer of this one. It just doesn't work for me. Yeah. Unfortunately, on this one, I just think it's it's not going to work. So even though it has a relative strength of 95, I think you want to avoid. You definitely want to avoid this one right now. I think it's not the right thing. So avoid this stock. And here's the thing: you can make money on stocks that are less than $10. It's done all the time, but it's just more risky. So there's a lot of good stuff that you don't have to pay. Getting it down to this price, it doesn't work. I mean, penny stocks are, they're penny stocks for a reason, and there's usually a reason. So I would be very, very careful. All right, great. Hey, thank you. Munich, Germany. Do you believe Bitcoin will drop again to 25 before it goes up to 80 plus? I think it will. I do believe it will. I'm not so sure that we're not seeing a downward trend on Bitcoin, and the reason I say that is because of of this chart. So I'll show you the chart on Bitcoin that I have, the live chart that I have on Bitcoin. And right now with Bitcoin, it's this is the monthly chart. As you can see, we have a downward trend. Now it is moving up just slightly, but it's still a downward trend. I mean, and if you look at the 5-year chart, and this is kind of to see kind of its history, it's sort of, I think it's peaked. I think its peak was about 61. Now, are we going to see a movement back up? Maybe. But right now, based on my chart, we have a downward trending chart. So even though it's at 38, I would be very careful at this level. I think it could fall easily through 30, and it could move down. And the next stop, I believe, is about 22. Now you can see it doesn't quite show it here, but it did make the low here. This is in the last 5 days of about 31.50. And it has moved up from there, but I don't believe that's the real trend. I think this is the real trend, and I do think it could move lower than, I believe it really could move lower. So you have to be super careful on this. I just, right now, be very, very careful. All right. Can we follow your trades? Absolutely, you can. Here's how we do it. I put all my trades in the I put my all the trades in the Discord room, and we have a Discord room. Basically, it's easy to get access to that. Just go to www.vinny.com/u. You have to put this U in there, and Dallas Trading Floor, and that's where we have a Discord room. And you can definitely see the trades there. It's this is a pay service, but we also, if you don't want to do that, understand that we do have the action trade alerts, and they're easy to get to. So all you have to do for the free action trade alerts is www.dallastradingfloor.com. So that's for those. All right, let's go over to. All right, we did Roblox. Thoughts about Bitcoin? Okay, thanks. Okay. Let's look at Fastly. Interesting. Thanks, Rio Budred. And Rio Budred's also one from Germany. He's in Hamburg, I believe. That's pretty cool. Never been there. I always wanted to go there. My girlfriend is from that area. FSLY. Let's look at Fastly. And this just has not been, unfortunately, this just hasn't been a great trade as of late. It just hasn't worked as well. It just hasn't worked as well. I've been out of it really since it started this decline, basically back in here in February. It just has not been able to make the reversal. Now I have the reversal line here. I really think that you want to set an alert on this one, and basically it's going to be on this reversal line. I want to see if it's going to move above that 58.66 level, because that's where the reversal is. It looks like it is gaining some strength, but still this one has not reversed. It's still in a downward trend. So I think you have to be very, very careful about it. So I would not be a buyer of Fastly FSLY right now, but let's look at SSYS to see if there's anything there that we can see. SSYS, and that is Stratasys manufactures 3D. Okay, this is also a tough area. This is an area that basically almost bankrupted HP. It is the 3D printer market. I just don't think this is a good market. I think this is one of those things that everybody thought was going to be better than it actually turned out to be. And so I just think that this market, this 3D printer market, is not the place to be. That has nothing to do with the chart. But looking at the chart is not good either. So you've got to avoid this one. It's pulling back. It made a high of about 53, but it's pulled back. So even though it does have this relative strength moving up, and does have a little bit of profit, not much, a little bit of increase in sales, I think you need to avoid this one. I don't think this is, unfortunately, going to be as good as some of the other ones. So I would avoid SS. I would avoid both of these, both Fastly and SSYS. I'd avoid both of them. Let's look at space. This has been an interesting one. I did go back in this one, and I right before earnings I sold, and then I came back in. Let's see how it's doing. I think we're after hours now. No, we're not. We're almost after hours. Okay, yeah, we're after hours. All right. It's still holding on. Here's what I'm going to do tonight on space. We've pulled back, so I'm going to set my stop loss probably at about 30 tonight. I'm probably gonna put it in at about 30, because I do believe that we're probably going to get a pullback, but at least for right now we're rocketing up there. So go figure. I mean, this has been a good one. We've made some good money on this one, and we've had people in the Discord room have done very well on this one too. So very interesting, very, very interesting. So I still like this one. Here's what I would do. If you're in this one, be careful, because it can pull back wickedly. I would set my stop loss very, very tight on this one, probably at about 30. So if it pulls back, you'd save all that profit. But we've had 2 very nice days of beautiful increases. So, And the volume is very strong. Look at this volume; it's very strong. So I don't know what's going on, but maybe if we might move potentially tomorrow as high as 30, 35. I mean, that would be incredible. But here's the thing: you got to protect your profits. Put your stop loss in at about 30 tonight, and you want a market stop loss on this one, not a market stop loss on this one. So thank you very much, Z's. Very interesting trade. All right, let's look at Amazon, AMZ, and of course, I have a options trade on this one, and I wonder how that's doing. I have to check. Okay, it's up today. Wow, it's up significantly. Look at that. Wow, look at that. So it probably is doing pretty well. It's still in this consolidation range. You know, interestingly enough, Amazon, I guess, is going to go into contract and buy MGM Studios. That's amazing. I think it's amazing. I also own MGM Resorts, but I don't own the studios. Obviously, that's going to be purchased by Amazon. It's just, you know, Amazon is just this profit machine. It's unbelievable. They went through earnings. They're up. Their earnings per share were up 215%, and this is already just a massive company. I mean, look at that. Their sales were up 44%. Their earnings were up 215%. This is just incredible. You know, it seems like it's even after hours. I still really like this one. Again, because I don't own the shares on this one. I have a spread on this one, and it's doing very well. I mean, I have to say it's doing very, very well. So I would not close the spread on this, and I'll tell you if I do. But I'm not right now. I am, you know, I'm good to go on this one. Let's take a look from TikTok for another question. Thank you very much. Roblox. Okay, that's been excellent. Here's somebody coming in from Sri Lanka, another place I'd like to go. I've never been. Wow. Okay. Bitcoin. Okay. CRM. Let's look at CRM. Now, I also have a spread on this one before earnings. Let's kind of take a look at Salesforce. You know, Salesforce has been great for a long time. It's in this consolidation range, but there are some issues, and one of the issues, it looks like, it did really, really well. Okay, look at that. Look at that, folks. We have after hours action on this one. They had good earnings. Okay, 233. It closed at 225. Oh, my spread should be doing very, very well. Very, very well today. Oh, that's very, very good. They had some excellent earnings. Their sales were up 20%. Their profits were up 58%. Wowie. Kazowie, that is very good news. And so it looks like Salesforce is doing good. Can you buy this one? Well, let's see. You know, buying on a rebound like this is tough, but let's see if it, okay, no, the daily chart, no, okay. You know what? This could be a very good reversal buy here. Let me draw the reversal line and see if we have the ability to do that. Okay, interestingly enough, the reversal line, I'm going to set an alert on that line. Oops. The reversal, let's go back to the weekly chart so I can set that reversal line, but that reversal line is right there. So let's see if we can do an alert on that line. Yeah, and then go back to the daily chart, take a look at it, because it looks as if, yeah, it's going to pull, it looks like it's going to pull above the 200-day line. This is a very good place to buy Salesforce, is as it moves above the 200-day line. That's a very strong place to buy the stock. Oops, I'm still don't have my camera back. That is so frustrating. Okay, all right. So yeah, it's looking very, very strong. Okay, so all right, let's see. Hi, Dallas. I want to ask about ASXC. Thank you. Yeah, this is coming in from the Middle East. I want to go to Dubai and give a presentation that is hopefully going to happen in the next year or so. AXXC. Let's take a look at surgical systems. Do not like this chart. Sorry to be a Debbie Downer here, but no, do not like this chart. This is a bad chart. I don't think you want to buy this chart. This is not a good one. It's a penny stock. Another strike against it. It's about 240. So I think you have to avoid this one. the action on this one just isn't good. I would avoid this stock basically based on this chart. It just doesn't have. Yeah, it just isn't good enough. 66 for checklist. The checklist is okay, but dropping number of funds. They had 148 funds. It's now 34 funds. They're dropping like flies. Now you want out of this one. This is not gonna. This is probably not going to be a good one going forward. So I think you want to be super careful on this one. But thank you for the comment. Really appreciate it. Novavax, NVAX. Let's look at that. NAVX. Look at that symbol. NAV. Oops, there we go. Novavax. All right. Hopefully we're going to see this. No. Let's see if we can get. Oh, it doesn't coming up. NAVX. Let's get that one up. NAVX. Nope, it is just not. It's just not letting me see that one. So I can't give you anything on that. I'm going to try to restart the. I'm going to try to restart the charts. So as I have. Right. Nope, it is just not letting me see that, unfortunately. So I have to beg off on that. All right. Freaking off analysis on. Don't know about that that analysis, so I have to pass on that one. Everyone is saying that Bitcoin is going to dump tomorrow because, yeah, you know what? It might. I would, I would be careful with Bitcoin right now. I really, really would. I think that I think it could be very, very volatile. So I think you want to be super careful with Bitcoin. I'm showing the GBTC chart. We have some bounce here. Yeah, I think you got to put your stops in. I think that's prudent. I really believe it. I think that's prudent. Okay. All right, it's gonna pump everyone. Okay. What happens if it goes to 25K and gets bought by the whales? Well, it might be, but I don't know. I just it would be a little. I like to follow along after the whales. I don't want I'm not a whale, but I like to follow along after the whales. I think you got to be careful with Bitcoin because it's being heavily manipulated right now, and it's just difficult. It's just really difficult right now to be in it. I'm not in Bitcoin right now. I'm not in GBTC, but if GBTC moves, I'll definitely jump in. But right now, I'm not in. All right, let's look at Disney. This is one of the best of the Dow stocks, DIS, of course. And they will, they should benefit from the reopening trade here. The only thing about Disney, it's kind of a pokey stock. It looks like it's made a reversal, but it hasn't quite made the reversal. So I'm going to draw that reversal line in here to see kind of, let's take a look at it. Yeah, it's still really not viable. I just would be, I don't think I would be in this one right now until it reverses, and it just doesn't look as if, there was this mini consolidation flat base at 183. That was the last buy point on it. It is up a little bit in after hours, but I just wouldn't be a buyer at this point. I think that I've got to see it move above about 184. So here's the thing, it's a possible buy above 184. So that's kind of what I'm looking at and I'm seeing on Disney. is that I think you could buy it if it moves above about 194, but I want to see it. I want to see some more conviction on this. Right now I just don't think it's, it's the right. It's looking right. So, right now I wouldn't be a buyer on Disney. Just wouldn't be. Ethereum, Nicola is kind of, I put Nicola, sort of not quite in the camp of LK looking coffee, but close because it does. They actually did do a deal, believe it or not, with GM, but it's just, this is a horrible stock. I mean, you don't want this thing. This is dog do. No offense, but this is a terrible stock. It's just hydrogen vehicles, and they fired the CEO, and I'm seeing fraud action on this one. Not to disparage anybody. I'm a very optimistic guy, but this is a terrible stock. Look at this. This is just going down, down, down. It's at $15. I mean, what's the next stop? Probably 10. I'd sell. It's just, you just got to, on this one. You don't sell now while it still has some value. This one is probably going, you know, this one, this one is probably going to go even further down. It may have support about 10. Currently it's at 14. I just think you got to sell this one. This one is not gonna do well. This is just gonna. I'm afraid it's gonna go further down. So be careful on this one. Let's look at Palantir, PLTR, and this one I was in before. They had blowout earnings, and it looks like it's starting to make a move up. I'm hoping it will because I like the stock. It's just I have not been successful at trading this one. This is the reversal line that I'm going to probably reactivate that reversal line, but that shows us that we do have a reversal line basically, but we're still weak. And right now, we're at, the 50-day line is at 22. So yeah, I mean, I'm really not interested in getting into this thing until we get up to about, to about here, to about 29. That's really kind of where I see it. So I think you just got to watch this one for now. I just think you just have to, I just think you have to watch this one for now. Wait until about 28. I think is going to be a good price on this one, but I think you just got to wait on this one. It just it hasn't finished doing its thing. It does have a relative strength line that's pointing up. I do like that. There's been some nice strong buying in here. I do like the stock. It's, but I think you guys got to wait on this one. Unfortunately, it's just not acting the right way right now. So, all right. Oh, INTT up 28% and holding long. Okay, let's look at this one. Great. I love hearing it when people make those kind of gains. By the way, here's the thing that you should consider. If you're up 28%, I do believe that once you get past about 25% on most stocks, you should consider selling half of your position. And the reason I do this is because you definitely want to hold that gain, because that's a very, very nice gain, and you don't normally get that kind of gain. So it does. The chart looks fairly good. Let's look at the weekly. And yeah, the weekly chart is looking very good, very good. But here's what I would do. Here's what I would do on this chart. I would consider selling half of my position right now. And the reason I would is because you've got all this really nice gain. If you sell your half of your position, you're playing essentially with the house's money. And I really like that. They just went through earnings. The earnings were excellent. The sales were up 74%. The profits, and that's really the key, were up 400%. So that's really good. And this has a positive cash flow. This is not a growth company, which is great. They're basically, a kind of a, they're in the semiconductor industry, which I really like, but they're profitable. I really like that. And I like the fact that, they're in the top half of the sector. So I like everything about them. But here's the thing: if you're up this much, consider selling half of your position, because that way you can take precision. Now you may hate me, you may hate me or love me in about a month, but I just do think that you need to consider looking at possibly selling half of your position. So that's what I would do with this one. What are you buying today? Very good question. Let me show you what I did buy today. And I did make actually another. Now I sold this one, but I did make a buy on Space SPCE today. Believe it or not, I actually did. And that's unusual for me. I sold it basically, and then I rebought it. Very unusual for me, but I did. That's what I did today. So I did do a buy on this one. Also, I did do a spread today, and that spread was on. Why isn't that coming to me? I did do also a spread on Snowflake, SNOW, and we'll see. I want to see how it is doing. It looks as if, yeah, okay. So we didn't, we have earnings. This is one I did a spread on today, and it moved up very nicely. The question is it? Let me look at the weekly chart. Okay, yeah, it's right at the reversal line. So that's very good. And we had these April nice. So we had some nice numbers, up 110%. So I do have a play on this one. We'll see how it does, but it's looking pretty decent. It was up 5% today. So I did buy this one. This was a spread. I didn't buy the underlying shares of this one. I had a spread on this one, and then on the other one, of course, it was Space. I actually have the physical shares, the shares of that one. So that's what I'm buying. That's what I've been buying today. So thank you. Let's look at. Hey, are you still taking a look at Geo? Geo. Let's look at Geo. GEO. And it's a REIT. I am not liking this chart. Ooh, this is not a good chart, Chris. Look at this. You don't want to buy this chart. Look at that. It's going the wrong direction. Sorry to tell you this, but you're on a flight, and the flight is going from Seattle to Miami. That's not the flight you want to get on. You want to get on the flight that goes from Los Angeles to Boston. No, this is a bad one. I would sell this one. I would not get into this one. This REIT is just, everything is bad about this. Look at this chart. It's bad. Sales are down. Bad. It's correctional. Bad. Yeah, in the Biden administration, all the criminals are going to be let out of jail. So I don't think for-profit prisons is going to make any money. I just really don't think it's going to be a good one. Sorry about that. Let's look at NOVX. NOVX. NOVX is the symbol, and of course it doesn't work for me. Wow. Let's look at Tilray. Thanks, Kareem. These pot stocks just haven't led up. Haven't lived up to their hype. I guess it's because this is just a hard market. It's like, yes, it's legal in Canada, but it's not legal in all 50 states. I mean, it's legal, of course, in Oregon. They've got a ton of marijuana there because everybody and their brother's growing it. I just don't like this stock. I mean, I don't like. I mean, I just don't think it's. I don't think this is. I don't think this is a winning stock. I look at this chart. It's just not. No, Tilray. Just look at this. It's terrible. It's $17.30. It was as high as 67. I just. I mean, yes, it may be reversing a little bit, but it really isn't. It's still in a downward trend. It's just got this horrible downward trend. No, you can't buy this one. You can't. This is just not a good stock. I know everyone's hyped on it, but yeah, this is not a good stock. It's just not where you want to be. Not where you want to be. Let's see if we have any questions from TikTok. No. If you want to see, by the way, if you're on TikTok, you want to see kind of what I'm talking about, just jump on over to youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. That's where I'm actually broadcasting right now. with the charts and everything. So that's a good way to take a look at that. All right, let's look at this, Christian. Thank you. AMC Foods bought at 14, stopped out at 27 for 30. Nice. Is the short squeeze over? Wow, you did great there, Christian. I love hearing these stories, and you did it right too. This is how you make money in these short squeezes. Um, you know, I think this is really illustrative. Everyone, to take a look at how Christian made money here, because this is the right way to do it. Here he is. He buys it. He buys at 14. This is the buy point right there. Beautiful. Then he moves his stop loss up. Boom, 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 and it pulls back. He gets out at 27. That is a good, good, good deal. That is. You should pat yourself on the back, because that is a winning trade. That is an absolute winning trade right there, Christian. Fantastic. That's how to play a short squeeze. As it moves above the buy point, buy in, and then keep that stop loss up. Boom, when it pulls back, you're going to be sitting pretty. Now, it can go higher, but who cares? All that counts, it doesn't matter where you bought it, where you sold it. The question is, did you make a profit and how much? That's what counts. And Christian definitely did. So fantastic. What do I think of Plug Power? I used to like this stock. It's not so much anymore. It just hasn't been performing well as of late. And I want to show you the chart. It's just not a viable chart right now. And it's kind of sad, because it's kind of got a cool idea, but again, this was sort of a stock of the past. It's amazing how quickly stocks come in and out of favor. This one definitely was in favor in about the January timeframe, and that's when it made its all-time high of 75.49. But now, not so much. I just think you got to be careful on this. This is sort of like buying yesterday's news. Unfortunately, this just is not where to be. Unfortunately. Okay, NNDM. Now, by the way, talking about yesterday's news, I don't think it's fair if I poo-poo a stock and then don't say anything. There is a stock that I bought yesterday that I really like. CELH. It's up about 6% in the last few in about a week, and I think that's one of the ones that I think you might want to look at. It's called Celsius Holdings. It's very interesting. They make a drink that supposedly makes you skinny. I need that. So I'm one of the target audiences on this one. But what I like about it is that it's looking like it's in this consolidation, and it's moved above the it's moved above the this I'm going to reactivate that. This reversal line, and that's very important. When a stock moves like this and it moves above a reversal line, that's an opportunity to get into it a little bit early. The buy point on this one is, on the consolidation basis, $70. Currently, it's trading for 66. Would I recommend this? Probably. I mean, obviously, the correct buy point is $70, but I think you could start moving into this one based on this action. At about this price. Now, I moved into a little bit earlier. I was in it, basically very early as it reversed, but I think that this one is looking good. I will probably increase my holdings of this one on the small portfolio, because its action looks good. If it can do what I think it's going to do tomorrow, and it looks like it is, because it's trading up after hours. So this is one, not to be negative, because I think with Plug, you just got to pull the plug unplug. But this one I think you might want to look at. It's called Celsius Holdings, CELH, and it's at a good place, at least to buy it right now. So that might be something that you want to look at. Okay, Real Madrid. All right, so nice dividend to German stock. Interesting. Unfortunately, I don't have, unless this trades, unfortunately, Rio, I don't have the ability to pull this one up, just because if it doesn't trade with an ADR, I can't get at it. I'm trying to see what I could do about getting to the German market, because I think there's some really good opportunities there. Thanks. Any undervalued industry to buy? Do you think the stock market will crash? Well, no, I don't think it's going to crash, but I think it's still under pressure. It's still tough to buy it. A lot of my portfolio right now is still in cash. I want to show you that some of the stocks that I'm holding right now, I'll just kind of pop them up here on the screen for everybody, and kind of where I bought them and everything. Let me get this up here, slides. What I'm doing is I'm just going and I'm looking. No, I'm sorry. This is sheets. Putting this up on the screen for everybody here. This is my small portfolio, and what I do in this one is I just kind of have, right now I'm not fully invested because just because of the what's going on, but this can kind of give you some of the stocks that I'm in that I have currently. Now, since this morning, I'm up 11% on Virgin Galactic. Now, I'm going to be pushing my stop loss up on this one, definitely, because I'm going to try, this is probably going to pull back and I probably will be taking profits. This one's a little bit slower moving, but I just increased my position size on this one, and that's Celsius Holdings. That's one of the ones I'm in. And then, of course, I have two of the oil and gas stocks, Matador and Whiting Petroleum. They're doing both very well. One's up 12% in 15 days. The other one's up 10% in 29 days. So looking pretty decent. Pretty much everything I have is doing okay. Copart, not so much. It's only up 1%, but that kind of gives you kind of where I'm at in the grand scheme of things. Well, I have it's an hour, but we've come through an hour, and thank you very much for holding with me. And thanks for bearing with my technical problems. They seem to be continuing, but we're going to get around it. I'm going to figure this out somehow and get these technical problems taken care of. But if you want to get on the free action trade alert, super easy to do. All you have to do to subscribe is go to www.Dallas Trading Floor. And we also do have a very nice service, Discord, and that allows you to we have like-minded traders. I try to put up some spread trades. We have just a really great group of people. You can find out more about that by going to www.vedi.com. And I got to put this U in here, Dallas Trading Floor. So until tomorrow at 3:30. Let's see. Okay, cool. Oh, by the way, if you want to see, this is a bear culture around Beyond Me. That was a long time ago. So, that was a long time ago on that bear call thread. So don't 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 do that one. Don't do that one. That was a while ago. All right. Okay. So until tomorrow at 2:30. Thank you everybody for taking a look, and happy trading. I hope that everyone is doing good, and we'll be back at 2:30 tomorrow for more of Dallas Trading Floor. And again, do get on the action trade alerts. It's super easy to do. Just go to www.dallastradingfloor.com. So until tomorrow at 2:30, happy trading.